Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Today's topic show is about some recent news, and for WWE, a tweet went out a couple days ago that said 7/14/14 and a picture. Well, the picture was of the Icon Sting. There's a lot of rumors running around that Sting already has signed a contract with WWE. He's getting ready to sign a contract with WWE. No one really knows what the Icon's doing. As a Sting fan, I've been a Sting fan since 1995 when I started watching WCW and watching him, tag up with Lex Luger as tag team champions, seeing him wrestle, the likes of Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage for the title, and seeing the numerous U.S. title runs and world title runs that Sting had, and then watching Sting later on in TNA. He's a Hall of Fame. He's in the TNA Hall of Fame, which wasn't saying much, but he's a TNA Hall of Famer. He's a WCW Hall of Famer in my book. He has the credentials to do that, but unfortunately, WWE bought WCW, and so obviously the Hall of Fame is ran by Vince. At one point, Sting said he would never wrestle for Vince McMahon. But with this tweet going out, I would like to think Sting's coming around. What I would like to see happen is Sting come out on Monday Night Raw, which is the 14th, 7/14/14, and having him, embrace the fact he's on WWE Monday Night Raw for the first time ever. Have Vince come out, shake his hand, welcome him to Raw, welcome to the company. Pimp the WWE Network, talk about the WCW pay-per-views and talk about Starrcade and some of the stuff that Sting has headlined. And, the idea was to bring him in to pimp the network, obviously, the WWE Network, to talk about the Y2K15 pro wrestling game coming out for PlayStation and Xbox and all that. And also to, get those fans to come back in, the Hall of Fame and stuff. And, my generation that started watching in the mid to late 90s, if not before, that knew Sting, Sting came in to wrestling as a tag team with the Ultimate Warrior. As everyone knows, the Ultimate Warrior passed away, which was a sad day in wrestling. But, the fact that Warrior was out of WWE for so long and finally made amends to Vince and came back in, is now in the Hall of Fame. It'd be great if, his, protege, or whatever how you want to word it, that, they came in together, that Sting goes into the WWE Hall of Fame, after Ultimate Warrior. There's one match I want to see from Sting. That's it. One match to end his career. What I want to see happen, Sting comes out with Vince, talk about that, have Sting go, you know what, Vince, I have a Hall of Fame resume in pro wrestling, but there's one thing I've never done. I've never wrestled at WrestleMania. I want to wrestle at WrestleMania. I want to wrestle an icon, just like myself. Have Hogan come out. Hall of Fame Hulk Hogan. Have Hogan go, you know what, brother? I was in the first WrestleMania, and you and I go way back in our WCW days and all this, and you know what? Let me be your opponent at WrestleMania. I got one more match in me, and have Sting. You know what, Hogan? Hulk, we've been friends for years. Let's not. We've had our battles. There's somebody else. There's an icon that I want to wrestle. There's a WrestleMania icon. Have soon to be Hall of Fame. Hopefully, Kevin Nash come out. Big Daddy Cool. Big Sexy, whatever his nicknames are. Sting and Kevin Nash had history in the NWO Wolfpack. Woo! Yes, I was a Wolfpack fan. And have Nash come out and say, you know what, hey, Sting, I'll wrestle you at WrestleMania. I've headlined WrestleMania before. Sting like, no, Kevin, we're friends. We've had our battles in the past. There's somebody I want to wrestle. Have the Hall of Famer Booker T come out. Another WCW tie. Have him say, you know what, Sting, we get a history. We battle on pay-per-views and stuff. What, I've headlined WrestleMania. Let me wrestle you at your first WrestleMania. Have him decline at that time. Have lights go out. Have the Undertaker come out. Taker get in the ring. Take his hat off. Tip his hat to Sting. And say, Sting, you wanted to wrestle somebody at WrestleMania. Why don't you wrestle the icon of WrestleMania? The icon of WrestleMania versus the icon. One match. Sting versus Undertaker. And I'll have Vince go, you know what, you guys want to wrestle this match at WrestleMania? Done. Tell you what, you both are Hall of Fame guys. Why don't we do this? You guys go in the Hall of Fame the night before WrestleMania. You have your last match of both your careers at WrestleMania. and you both go off in the sunset. You know, unfortunately, with The Undertaker losing this past WrestleMania to Brock Lesnar, there's nothing else you can do with Taker at WrestleMania. You can't let Taker end his career with a loss at WrestleMania. What you can do is you can do this kind of iconic match. The Icon versus the Icon. Undertaker versus Sting. Let those guys have a match. Is it going to be the greatest match of all time? Probably not. Is it going to be a good match? I bet it will. The Undertaker can still bring it. Pretty sure Sting can bring it, you know. The Undertaker's had, beyond last year, you know, 3 or 4 straight, you know, with Shawn, Tripp, and CM Punk, 4-star matches, if not 5-star matches. WrestleMania 25 was to me, it was a 5-star match. WrestleMania 26 was probably a 4.5-star match, 4 3/4. 7 and 28 versus Tripp, those are probably easy 3.5, 4-star matches. WrestleMania 29 versus CM Punk was a 5-star match. I'm thinking Taker still got it. Taker can still, him and Sting together can still do it. You know, one of Sting's favorite matches of mine was for TNA World Title versus AJ Styles. So I mean, Sting can still bring in enough to make it put on a pretty decent match. You know, hopefully that would help. You know, I know WWE's supposed to losing money because of the WWE Network. You know, so hopefully that, you know, if you plan it now, because they were talking about SummerSlam, people are, you know, getting subscriptions renewed. Guess what? The next renewal after that is February. WrestleMania's in March and April. You plan that match now, there's a lot of people that are going to want to see it. So, myself included. I love to see that match. So, well, that concludes today's topic of the Icon Sting. Feel free to leave comments. Anything you wanna, say about Sting and his Hall of Fame career. Look forward to some more videos coming up. You know, one video I want to do is the top 5 Money in the Bank cash-ins. You know, Seth Rollins having a briefcase right now and trying to cash it in twice now, and Dean Ambrose getting involved. I'm going to put it together, my top 5 ways that briefcase has been cashed in. Also, kind of, previews and reviews of pay-per-views and whatnot. So, well, thanks for watching. Have a great day.